Hey there, Giant Opinion Sports. What's up, Giants fans? So, New York Giants are the first team to strike, and they hire a GM. They choose Joe Schoen. Now, I kind of expected this hire, so I wasn't overall surprised. I've kind of been leaning towards Joe being the hire since really I heard Bill Parcells kind of gave a glowing review. So, I'd actually made a previous video on who I wanted to be the next GM, and I had mentioned that John Mayer isn't just going to hire someone that he doesn't know or someone in the building don't know. So it makes no sense to just hire someone that you're clueless about. So Mario went out, reached around, and Bill threw out a name, and that's how Joe got the job, I'd imagine. But I also said in the other GM video that I really wanted an experienced GM because this isn't your typical opening in the NFL. I know the Giants are in just a decade of a nosedive, and last week I've really just come to accept we're getting a first-time GM. But out of all these first-time GMs that were interviewed, and all three that were finalists would have been first-time GMs, I think Joe really is the most qualified. He is a self-made man. He started out working in the ticket booth, and from some research I've done, he had an opening at some kind of medical place for like $100,000 a year. So, he kind of knew what he wanted. Self-made man. And the thing I like the most is he's kind of held every title humanly possible, to regional scout, to player personnel guy, NFL personnel guy. He knows all the intricacies at every level, all the way up the chain. And that's valuable. That'll give him a better idea of what he's looking for to fill out his staff. And it also sounds like he's already been a part of completely filling out a front office. So when Brandon Beane came to Buffalo, him and Joe kind of gutted the scouting department there and the front office, from what I've read up on it, and they completely rebuilt it from the ground up. So he's not stepping into a situation where, he'll be overwhelmed. He's done this already, and I really like that. So now comes the time to start making franchise-altering decisions. So this is kind of stuff that gets me nervous. Does he start gutting the roster to get guys in the house that he wants? He's got to get a new head coach first. A lot of answers I don't have. I'm just sitting back kind of in wonder at the moment. One of the biggest things to me is it's going to be 2-3 years before we can really start judging Joe Schoen's moves. And it's kind of just a wait-and-see situation, which I know, as a Giants fan, I don't like, but it's something I had to do. So right now, at this moment, he's just got to make sure he does his job to the best of capability and find the right coach, because that's huge. Head coach can make all the difference from you help developing the players that he drafts. So I'm sure the first question that'll come up to him is the quarterback position. Now, I have some opinions on this. I don't think we're drafting a quarterback this year. And I think the first reason is the clock kind of starts ticking once you draft a quarterback. I don't think he wants that pressure year one. Second reason is a simple one. This year's quarterback class, total ass. Third, I'm pretty sure he'll look at this O-line and look at his offense as a whole and view it as kind of a no-brain situation. He's going to need to start working on that instantly. So either way, we just need to be patient. If we want it done the right way. The last two GMs got fired because, the seat was getting hot and they just splurged in free agency. And right now, we kind of got our owner in defense mode. He's shitting his pants. He's worried about selling them season tickets. And right now, the fan base kind of got him by the balls. He's got no choice to do what they want. Because at the end of the day, it's bottom line. It's a business. He's got to do what you got to do. But the reason I say to be patient is because I guarantee you're going to lose a player you love. Or he's going to draft a player that you disagree with. But we got to see how it plays out. Pure and simple. I think there's a huge chance Blake Martinez, James Bradbury gone before free agency starts. If them kind of moves start happening, I'm going to have to temper my expectations for this upcoming season. I'd love to see them players on the team next year, but I would get it if they're moved. Listen, I'm willing to sacrifice a season to get to a place where we're contending for playoff berths every year. I honestly think we might see a lot more of them boom or bust type prospects being drafted these next 2 seasons or so. Since Gettleman's been here the last few years, we've seen a lot of them safe picks, high floors, low ceiling type players in here because you gotta hit. You can't miss when you're rebuilding from the bottom floor up. So now there's a good young core here. The defense is basically set for a while if that's what he chooses to do. Keep some of the bigger name players. You really just need an edge rusher, another cornerback, and Bradbury's cut. But with the defense set and a young core here, you can really take some big chances. Go make some swings. Kind of like we did in the past when we drafted players like JPP, Osi Umenyiora, which they came in raw as hell, and you got to do a lot of work with them and hope they develop the way you need to. So that's one thing I'll say. You could see some huge hits, huge misses in the couple next season. This is obviously all me just speculating. I'm not really going to go into coaches at the moment. First, I'm really planning to make a video and give my opinion on basically all of them once I see all that are interviewed. Yeah, I know it's not a great season. There's no really like A+ candidates. There's some stuff, rumblings about Harbaugh, but I think that's kind of phony, baloney. But there's plenty of qualified coaches out there for this season, so we'll see how that goes. I'll have a video out on that soon. I think we're probably a week and a half, 2 weeks out to get like the name of our new head coach. Could be a little bit longer. Some of these guys might still be going in the playoffs. But I'll be honest, it is a bit unsettling to not know what's going to happen this offseason. I will say this, if it's anything like when Brandon Beane and Joe Schoen took over in Buffalo, then Joe will start removing guys that don't want to be here. And he will start bringing in culture guys. I know that's been a thing over here. I know some fans are not interested in the culture aspect of it. Like they're eerie of that word, but it is part of becoming a winning franchise, and not just winning, sustaining winning franchise. Good news is that's really been an emphasis the Giants been making the last few years. So I think most of these players will be safe here. I don't really get any red flags from anyone on the roster, to be honest with you. I mean, some fans think that Kadarius Toney will be an issue, but as long as the majority of us fans don't feel that way, I don't think the media should get too out of control. But you never know. Look what they did with OBJ. They blew up every little thing. Let's hope it don't get to that point. Jesus, I can't live through that again. So that's the only thing I have to really give me a clue of a possibility of what happens here. Is just looking back on what happened at Buffalo, but I think we'll be okay. I think we'll keep most of our core intact. I'll say this. So at the top is the 10th floor for the Giants roster. I think they're stuck on the 4th floor. But at least Shane isn't stepping into the basement, if you get my analogy. There's a foundation here that kind of, I think, is going to force him down a direction. Whether he really likes it or not, he's going to be really forced to drill down on this offensive line. It is what it is, but we'll see. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe we come in the first round and we got a middle linebacker and a safety. Boy, that would suck, but you never know. Let's see how it works out. That's it for me. Like, subscribe, and peace.